Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Mirade.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
It's time for an all-new Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. It's December. There's a chill in the air. That means it's time for the pallbearer holiday headlocks. Johnny didn't ask Santa for his 2 front teeth. All he wants is a shed. We'll be back with a brand new episode next. Fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome to another Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Probably coming off of a very busy night down in Tampa, Florida, Johnny. We've had guests all week long as part of the cyber edition of the Pallbearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive for the fans that couldn't be with us at Memorial Hall in Melrose back on November the 13th. We're doing it all online. We're producing episodes that you'll be seeing for months with a variety of great stars. And we're going to have a live episode in December. We're still trying to work out the nuts and the bolts so you can be here along with your femme fatale and do the big cyber raffle like we did at Memorial Hall, where I told you that fan was literally blown away that they won every prize in the raffle. I don't know if they thought it was just going to be 1 or 2. They didn't realize they got everything, and I guess it was a nice moment. I wasn't there to see it, but
Me neither.
Well, you were there.
I was out back.
Yeah. Well, Dylan wasn't there either, so that's a good thing.
Hope Dylan doesn't show up.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know how long a trespass order stays intact.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe we can get him another one.
I saw he retired 11 years ago from the business, so what the hell's he coming back
Dylan
for?
Cage retired 11 years ago?
Right on his page. We look up Dylan Cage. It says he retired from wrestling 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
What page was that?
I don't know. Look it up on the Google it. Google Dylan Cage.
Oh, I wish he retired from life 11 years ago, but that's a different story.
Bad.
For a different time. But I'm sure we've had a great week down in Tampa. I know you've been making your plans to head back to the Sunshine State with some of the smaller Cenas as well.
Yep.
You and I can't stay away from that state.
Nah, it's a beautiful spot. I had my spot in Naples. I probably should have kept it, but 5 minutes from Marco Island, beautiful.
Why'd you get rid of it? Just out of curiosity.
I owned it for almost 5 years, and I only went down there 4 times.
Oh, why?
So,
just
first of
not
all,
enough time?
Nobody to enjoy it with, and
well,
you know,
thinking out all the enjoyment.
My original plan was to go down for 6 months out of the year. Didn't work out. I couldn't do it. You know what?
I could never see you going there for 6 months out of the year.
Now
it's
I'm
just
looking
not
at
in you. In my
going to
opinion.
the Villages, which is a nice spot.
Well, I told you
for
what
the
I
month
thought
of
of the
February.
Villages.
Just go down there for $1,700, get a nice little spot, enjoy myself.
The Villages, it's almost like, well, you talk about Dylan Cage. When I was there, it was almost like a cult, Johnny. There's some odd people in those villages. And I don't know if you know this, and at least you have someone to go with, but it is, truthfully, one of the STD capitals of the United States. So you got that to worry about, too.
Well,
they're getting frisky in the Villages.
I understand that. But you know what? I did speak to several people who actually lived in the Villages. Mm-hmm. And they told me, because I said to her, well, you know, STD and all. She said, no. There was a doctor that was in the Villages that we didn't like. We asked her to leave. And she's the one that started the STD stuff about the Villages. True or not?
She's trying to claim that this doctor, because she was kind of nudged out, created this story out of nowhere. I don't know. Do you think that? I don't know.
Well,
I think a doctor could get into a lot of trouble making up a claim like that.
Well, but you know what? There's only one way for me to find out.
Well, test the waters, I guess.
All I know is my other, you know, my friend Moniz, she won't be able to stay down there for 28 days in February.
Because she's not old enough,
She's
right?
working, no.
Oh, but I thought you had to be a certain age
Well,
to be
no,
able to
you see,
stay.
here's the thing. If you're a senior,
Yeah.
and now they're building a place 55 and over, and they're also building a place where you can have children.
Oh.
So they're really expanding. But if I were there, she's my companion. Why couldn't she be there?
Are all the house sizes still the same, or is there a little variety?
Oh, no, there's a big variety. What the hell are we doing? Wrestling.
All right. Well, we both have an affinity for Florida.
I know.
The Sunshine State,
I love
baby.
it.
And we both have an
And
affinity.
Tampa's special.
Well, the Villages is closer to
Orlando. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was probably about maybe 15, 20 minutes from where I used to live down there. So that's central Florida. But anyway, I don't know. We got to get you somewhere good. Forget about these villages. You may drink the Kool-Aid, as JBL would say, and never come back. Then you come down there, and I'd be worried about be at some hospital. And
I understand they got good doctors there, good hospitals there.
they've got Walmart, they've got restaurants, they have a radio station. There's a lot to be said for that odd
Maybe I
little
can work for
place.
the radio station.
Almost sounds like a Stephen King movie, but you know, I
Maybe
don't
we
know.
will.
I don't
Maybe
know.
I'll write a novel.
Hey, that's one thing you haven't done yet in your very interesting life is write a book, at least that I know of, unless you used a pen name.
I am going to send a script to somebody to do the Passion
The Passion?
of Christ. Yep.
You wrote your own version of the Passion of
I have
Christ?
a version.
Or
Yep.
you have your own Passion?
I have a version, and we're going to send it down. And I was told that maybe a studio might be interested. So.
Really? This studio or another one?
No, an actual movie studio.
The movie studio. Now, how did you get involved in rewriting the Passion of the Christ?
I've always been, somebody involved with religion.
I know that, but I mean, what makes yours different?
I guess just the way it's told.
Oh,
I actually, everyone you see, you have this divinity, like, wow, why not portray him as a man, as a person who laughed, who cried, who now realizes that it's time to leave? I think there's a lot of ways to tell it. We'll see. We'll see.
well, I know that as far as local theater goes, Quincy Rustani has been desperately looking to star in a version of Jesus Christ Superstar. He saw a poster for it at some theater, and he's been actively looking theater by theater to see if there's a production he can join. Now, could you see him in your version of the Passion of the Christ?
Quincy is a very intelligent person.
You know what? There is, again, I think when it comes to all people that you might label special in certain ways, I think they all have unique abilities in some ways that maybe we're not in touch with.
And we might be different.
Maybe,
Who knows?
Maybe they're the right ones.
You are
Who knows?
different.
Well, I
we
know I'm
that.
different.
Howard
that's for
already
sure.
told me. Ronnie's different. Now I believe it.
What Howard had to listen to in the weeks leading up to that show, I think his ears deserve a gift.
In Melrose Hall, the word is you're definitely different.
Well, yeah.
Maybe they'll lift your censure.
No, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Dylan and I will go out in a ball of flames together. Piggott as the guest referee, and then we both stun her.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be a surprise
moving
finish?
right along.
Wouldn't that be a surprise? But
Whoa.
anyway, Johnny, the fans continue to ask, with all these releases, there could be more by the time this even airs.
Yep.
They want to know, who would you like to see back in Boston wrestling? And I thought that was kind of a unique question. I know there are some that I might like to see here more than others. There were some names that were thrown out, some that have been with us before, others that have not. Do you have any, and by God, when you look at the number that WWE has released this year, you could start a fourth and a fifth brand of WWE at this point. But outside of the obvious, the Bray Wyatts and the Strowmans that would be beyond our financial means at this point, within reason, is there anyone that you'd like to see here in Boston wrestling that we haven't seen yet? No. No one.
You know what? I look at the roster and I look at who they're letting go. I see the people that we have out there. First of all, you want to keep the shows in line so that we don't price them out of the ballpark.
Yes.
So if we tried to go after any of these individuals, and you know what? I'll be right up front with you. I probably would drop $5 or $6 grand for a Bray Wyatt because that would be the show.
If he was $5 or $6 grand, I would agree with you.
Yep.
I think you could probably put a 2 in front of that, and that would, if you could get him out of the house, that would probably be the price.
Well, I think he's making a movie right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure you're going to see him around.
What do you think of that? As that was actually on one of the topics for tonight's show. Is you and I both enjoy a good horror movie.
Yep.
Halloween Horror Nights, of course, we love an awful lot. But
Yep.
what do you think of Bray entering the horror genre?
I think it's right up his alley.
Potentially up his alley.
Yep.
We haven't seen it yet.
We don't know yet. We don't know what it's going to be like. But if you look at what he's done or what he did with WWE, and he wrote a lot of that stuff, you can just see it. It's there. Where it goes from there, I don't know. I hope he never leaves professional wrestling. I hope he brings back who he was and becomes who he was. I think he has a lot more to offer that he wasn't allowed to offer.
And one thing to keep in mind is, right, you got to remember right now, that's a young man. You know, you can go make horror movies at any age, the way they make Hollywood movies. I mean, they made Robert De Niro in his mid-70s a badass in that movie, The Irishman, with some of the special effects. You can make movies at any age. You only have look at Undertaker, a certain amount of time when you can go out there and perform physically in the ring like that.
I wouldn't rule out trying to grab a Strowman, depending on what they're going to grab him for. I look at some of the talent.
You're talking about Boston Wrestling now?
Sure.
Going after making a play for Strowman?
Sure.
Strowman and Brian Malonis. Imagine that in a battle of
That
monsters.
would be awesome. That would be awesome. And then we have to have a female main event, so we have to go out there and find out. Obviously, Mia Jax is not what we're going to bring in.
No,
but I would definitely find
that wouldn't be pick number one on the
I would
draft
go after
list.
maybe Cross's girlfriend out there and bring her
Maybe
in.
Scarlett against Piggott.
Why do I do this? For you fans. That's why I do this.
We have a lot of fun.
I
the
do.
sad
I
thing
do.
is,
But I think that would be what I'd be looking at.
all comedy aside, and and I won't even, out of respect to you, because despite our differences, I do have a lot of respect for you. I won't use the term. But our friend Annie was mentioned an awful lot regularly by the fans because of the Marty Jannetty show. But Piggott is quickly moving up the list of comments. Nothing, vulgar or anything like that, but the fans have taken to the name, if nothing else. I don't know.
They probably don't know who she is.
Well, Quincy said he was going to try and do a repackaged version of Michael Jackson's song Beat It to Piggott. Just Piggott, just Piggott. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na,
You see, folks? You see? You see?
da-na-na-na. Just Piggott, just Piggott.
Oh, my Lord.
Were you singing that to yourself when you got the
Help
handshake?
me, Vince,
All
help
right.
me.
What about here's one I'd love to see back here in Boston wrestling, outside of the
Jay
cast-
Lethal, why don't you get him back?
Well, I don't know what his limitations may be with AEW.
Probably
With
will never work for
AEW,
you
it
again.
seems like it's different, almost with every guy, what their ability to do independence in third-party appearances.
What level they're at
Some
on
of
the
them are
show.
just able to do like autograph signings.
Yeah.
Some of them, like even Ambrose, has the ability to go out and do independent shows. I guess maybe it's how the individual negotiates their contract. I mentioned Leo Rush had spoken to us about working events, so there's someone under contract to AEW.
But
that
again, nothing against
has
Leo
the
Rush.
ability.
Nothing against Leo Rush. But I think we need, and Leo could be one, but we need a name. Leo, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I think I know him. Go out there and mention Leo Rush. Who?
He's not going to get the reaction of a Jake Roberts.
That's right. That's exactly right. And so my whole thing is, these are the things that we need to look at. And if you've got a guy like Bushwhacker Luke who's willing to go out there and do a match, you know what? You're smiling. But why not do a Legends or an Oldies match? We probably could find somebody else, that would be willing to go out there and have some fun and not kill anybody. That would be a good draw. Then you get your top draw, your name, and maybe it is a Strowman. Maybe it is a Jay Lethal. But we've got to find somebody, maybe it's a Chris Jericho. And I'm being wise. I'm being wise.
No, I understand what you're trying to say.
So I think that would be it. And again, we were talking about this at Memorial Hall Saturday. There are a lot of people, and you're going to like it or not like it, that were disappointed that there was not a women's match on the card.
I've yet to hear that complaint.
Well, you will hear it from several people that promised me they'd talk to you.
I would absolutely, and here is this, Johnny, and you know me, at the end of the day, it's not about me. But I think at the end of the day, at the same time, you have a genre where the top company continues to present things that the fans don't want. I think if you look back at its most popular times, it was an industry that was not inundated with female professional wrestling. We have had it at times. We main evented in 2002 with the women's match in Wakefield, Massachusetts. The individual that went on to be part of Retribution, Mercedes Martinez against Talia, who went on to become Velvet Sky in TNA.
Great wrestler.
We had the tremendous Awesome Kong with us several times. We've had the lovely Deborah McMichael, Vicky Guerrero. ODB was a lot of fun when she was with us, from what I recall.
Another great sport.
Couple that we won't name. But, it's not, it's all about right place, right time, and to me, moderation.
See?
There's some people that just want to do nothing but just shove the women, shove the women, shove the women, shove the women. If I have a voice in the conversation on how the meal is going to be prepared, that's not going to happen. If we do the same thing that everybody else does, what separates us and makes us different?
Well, but I think you've got a side of the fans that wants to see that, and I think you could work that in. I have no idea what the booking fee for Vicky Guerrero is, no idea what she charges, but that would be great to have her signing as a legend or as a superstar, and to either have her referee that match or manage one of the young ladies that are going into the match.
I don't know about the refereeing part.
Well, but you've got your two or three top draws where you've got, let's use a Strowman against a Malonis. Let's use a book.
A book?
Luke. I'm thinking of Booker T now. Why? I don't know. Luke against question mark, whoever you think you want to bring in for that. Maybe a Tito Santana.
Arriba.
You could bring in, a Ricky Dragon if he does anything.
Unfortunately, when I had been in touch with him about the November event, he didn't want to travel at this point.
Okay. Then you bring in Vicky Guerrero, Mercedes Martinez, if she's not going to blow us out of the water.
And I wonder if she's back in Connecticut yet.
Well, and then bring in another female superstar, and I've got some contacts with Ed Hunt, who does a lot of the female booking for another promotion. He's got some pretty good young and upcoming females.
It's too bad
from
she
the
doesn't,
New York area.
Too bad she doesn't wrestle anymore, but I would love to see my longtime close personal friend, the exquisite, hopefully Bully Ray won't get upset for me saying that, but Velvet Sky return.
Yep, yep. I think that's how we should build it. I think that would be great. And then we go from there. I mean, I'm taking nothing away from the talent that we had there November 13th. One of the best shows I've worked for Millennium Wrestling Federation. I just think that's the way I would start to book it, because you now have the current, the past, and if you want to use it, the future of women's wrestling, whatever you want. And the Vicky Guerrero, her push with AEW at some point is to start a separate women's division. What a way to go.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
Well, I do have to say, despite my personal feelings towards a lot of the women's wrestling nowadays, I do think the Fabulous Women's of Wrestling idea was a good idea. I think for those fans that love the women's wrestling, let them have it. Give it to them. And don't just give them a small dose of it. Give them a huge dose of it. Give them the best that you can find and blow them out of the water with it. That I'm not against. I think I've said it before, I've said it again. I think you take spots away from deserving male athletes. Either that or you extend shows and make them even longer, and I don't think that's the route to go.
But you now support Charlotte Flair's comment.
What's that now?
You now support Charlotte Flair's comment.
And how is that?
Because you just said men are better than women. And that's not what this is
No,
all about.
I didn't say that at all.
Wait a minute.
I just
whoa,
think.
Whoa.
Let me finish my thought, and then you can say whatever you want. I look at it as if, should we have to call it MWF men's wrestling? I mean, you could almost go that route, but I just think there's a large portion of the fan base that gets up and goes to the bathroom when the women are out at live events, that changes the channel when they're on TV. It's been proven time and time again, if you look at any metric known to mankind, that they have done nothing to enhance, and I'm not saying every product, but the WWE product, since WWE began the heavy push of the female talent. Mickie James was told to her face, the women make us no money. It's a PR thing. And we don't have the financial resources that WWE do to do a nice PR thing like that without it turning into potentially a very expensive proposition. Would I love to see a Kong or a Vicky or a Velvet Sky come in from time to time? Certainly. But just to throw it out there to say, hey, we're having women's wrestling, and say, all right, you guys got to stay home, that's not me. But I'm only one voice in the conversation. The most important voice in the conversation is right there looking back at us, baby. But now, again, the floor is yours to close the segment up.
Well, no. My thought is that you're supporting what was said because I'm a woman and not a man. And you alluded to that by saying, am I going to pass up a young man for a young woman? I think it's called equal opportunity. And I say that we give them the opportunity. And I will say this, WWE has misused, I don't care what you say, they're doing it for, oh look, we have women. Stop. What did I say to you way back when we watched the Women's Battle Royal, when they brought that 24/7 idiot shit in, and I hate to use these words on the show,
but
they
you mean it when you say it.
They destroyed that match. As hard as those young ladies were working or trying to work, it was ruined.
What about when they brought Nia Jax into the men's rumble? Do you think that ruined that?
That's like bringing China in. You know, their thought was China's as much as anybody, and she proved it. Nia Jax, they were trying to do the same thing. They failed.
In Beth Phoenix, they did it with 1 year.
Phoenix she was the Amazon. You know, but my whole thing is this. I don't
Amazon, I believe, was the term.
That's exactly what she was. And I've had a chance to converse with her backstage an awful lot. My whole thing is very simple, that we bring in what we think the fans want. And the fans were interested in a female match. They were also interested in a midget match.
That would be different and fun.
Yeah, so people were interested in that. So I'm saying if we're truly out there and we really want to blow the roof off on April 16th, let's not say, all right, we'll fill a slot with women, and meanwhile I got to tell two guys to sit home. If you talk to the men in the industry, they don't share your sentiment. They share the fact that we all need a chance to get out there and prove a point. Why not let these women, and I'm going to say, I've worked with a lot of female wrestlers who could probably kick most of these guys' asses.
I agree.
So why not let them go out there and do it? Let's get a good thing out there. Let's bring Guerrero out if we have to. Let's bring out, now you can't tell me, and I worked at the very beginning with Miss Martinez when she started. She's a force to be reckoned with. And they wouldn't have had her at NXT working with all these young ladies if she wasn't capable of holding her own weight. And we bring in another wrestler from maybe Brooklyn, Philadelphia, Connecticut.
They're out there. I mean, we
let it go. And we let it go and have some fun. And, I think it'll pay off.
And I think I'm going to keep this going a little bit just because I think it's interesting conversation. If we go over, we go over.
We're over.
Well, that's fine. I think why interrupt good conversation?
I agree.
You want to talk about equal opportunity then? Okay. Why just limit it to one match then? Why isn't it half the card women and half the card men? So it's truly an equal opportunity.
Because I think what you're trying to do as a promoter, and I would try to do as a promoter, I'm trying to present an interesting show. Mm-hmm. So, main event, old school, women's match, midgets match, bing, bing, bing.
Well, see, the way you're talking, it's almost like they're being presented as a spectacle as opposed to having an equal opportunity.
Well, let me ask you a question. Isn't professional wrestling a spectacle? Isn't it kind of like the Gladiator? Isn't it where we try to get the crowd to get to their feet, to get involved in a situation?
Sure.
And so,
absolutely.
And so, why would I want to present only spaghetti when we have other forms of pasta that we can bring out that are just as good? So I'm saying to you that maybe we need to mix it up a little bit. I'm not saying that every show needs to have it. I'm saying that perhaps it's time that we think about it. I mean, and I can't disagree totally. We don't have a women's championship belt. We don't have a women's tag team championship belt. So perhaps you're saying is, what's the reason? The reason is that these young women are as talented as these young men. These young women work their asses off as hard as these young men. I'm saying what you're saying in another way. Everybody deserves the opportunity. Why are we limiting it? Everybody deserves an opportunity.
I look at it like this. If you want equal opportunity for them, fine. It should be half the show men, half the show women, or it should be an event of all men and an event of all women.
No.
That's equal to me.
No.
One women's match on a show with 8 or 9 matches is not equal to me.
It's equality. It's saying if you can...
It's not, though. It's not equal.
All right, but 2 women's matches are
That's
there if you
still
feel,
not equal.
if it's an equitable. All I'm saying to you is that people come to a show to be entertained, to see different styles, to see different things. You know, fans, why don't you...
Tell us.
Let me know
We're
what you want.
open-minded people.
Am I out to lunch? Shouldn't we have women on the card, midgets on the card? Shouldn't we mix it up and get out there and make it an all-inclusive show? That's like saying that we're not going to have any lightweights out there. You know, there are guys out there that I work with and worked on that show. You look at it and say, wow, he's awful skinny to be out there and be a pro wrestler. We had a young man out there from a school, from one of the guys that was running the show. One person said to me, how are 12-year-olds allowed to wrestle? Yeah, but you had him out there, didn't you?
No, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but you're not necessarily wrong about that either. I mean, look at this. We had some guys that were really big, and we had some guys out there where you'd never think they were pro wrestlers. So I will concur with you on that.
So let's do this. Why don't we look at the April 16th show? And I'll tell you what, I don't have a lot of money. I have tons of money.
Oh, all right. You sleep on a mattress.
I sleep on a mattress full of money.
There's not even a mattress.
So
No
let's
springs,
see
just cash.
if the fans want it. Let's see what we can put together for a women's match. I have no idea what Guerrero charges.
I'm trying to think of what the best way to gouge it would be. Maybe put on, and how would, this may be something I bother you about in the other room, but maybe there's a way we could create a poll that lasts for as opposed to just one night, let it run for a few weeks.
I agree.
And see if the fans yay or nay.
Howard's a genius at that. So let's
Howard
do
knows
that.
some things that would amaze you.
So why don't we
And
put
I'm just
that out
talking
there?
about at the studio, not what he does at home.
We've got over 500,000 viewers. So let's...
A month, yeah.
Yeah, but so what?
Not a week.
but they're there.
Yeah.
So why don't we let it last a month? Forget about a week. Let's let it go out there and be hit by the multitudes.
Well, you know, as the tickets are going on sale now, what if we maybe tried to do something when Howard and I collaborate, maybe between now and the end of the year, and see what the fans think.
Let's go for it.
And we'll go with what because again, at the end of the day, it's not about me, not about you, it's about you. It's what you guys like.
I think what you're saying...
And I think I look at the perfect example. Give Divas a chance. That week on Raw, they introduced Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha Banks. Almost 4.5 million people tuned into Raw. Now about 2/3 of that audience is gone. I think they gave them too much of a chance. My opinion.
I wouldn't say that.
And it's not the only reason why the fans have left in flux.
Thank you.
But I think it's a big reason why they've left in flux.
I disagree with
Because
you.
I don't know of anyone that I know outside of the industry that is all that eager to see them.
Well,
But you know what, again, we're going to try and create some kind of an online platform, whether it be a poll. however we can do it. I want to insert it on every one of the talk shows. I want to put it up on the Facebooks, the Twitters. I want to reach the ticket-buying fans. We can email it to them and let us know what they want to see. And if they tell me they want it, I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm all for what'll ever get the most fans to come and enjoy it.
All right, let's do it.
You've heard it.
And I just want to say, if there's any female performers out there, and you're interested in coming into MWF, for me, somehow get me a photo, a resume, whatever. I'm looking for top talent. I don't, and please don't take this the wrong way, men or women. I don't want anybody coming to me saying, oh, I've been 6 months at Bo Douglas's school, 6 months at Stiff Mike's school. I want somebody who's out there that can wrestle.
A pro.
But I want a wrestler.
Not a trainee.
I want somebody that can help me tell my story. I don't want you to telegraph the moves, which I saw on a professional show. Like, okay, bang, oh, I'm down, oh, we're going to do that flip thing. No, I'm looking for somebody that can be consistent. If you really want to work, if you really want to come out there and help me to prove that female wrestlers have what he says we don't. Let's get out there and prove our point. I don't care if you send it to bostonwrestling.com. I don't care if you send it to me directly at my email. I'm pretty easy to find out there. Just Google John Cena Sr. You'll find the email. If not, go to my JP website. It's there. Send it over. I want to prove a point, and I want you, the female wrestlers, future stars of this business in the female industry, to help me prove it. Let's do it.
You can see him.
That's the difference between me and my son. You can see me, but you can't see him.
All right, wrestling fans, in this supersized segment, we're going to take a brief timeout. Get your tickets now. VIP packages and tickets are on sale now to our Back to the 80s endeavor at MWF Soul Survivor 10, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose. And all month long through the big day, we're going to help Santa Claus update his GPS to find every kid on his list. The Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. We'll be back on the flip side. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night.
Hits different live with WWE Super Show. Don't miss an epic main event.
Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston, King Woods, The New Day, Roman Reigns, and the Usos in a six-man tag team match.
Will the new arrivals on the Blue Brand disrupt the dominance of the Bloodline? It's WWE Super Show in Boston, Sunday, January 9th. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages on sale now.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Mirade.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store. Check it out. Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. At Survivor Series, it was champion versus champion as WWE Champion Drew McIntyre battled Universal Champion Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. Get this 11x14 poster autographed by all three men. Limited edition, number 42 of only 50, with authentication hologram on the back of the poster itself. Comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. Wrestling fans, especially here in the Boston area, we want to thank our great friends at Red Rose for their support for all of our charitable endeavors and programming efforts. Red Rose is 2 years young and extremely thankful for all the support they've had from our neighbors here in Melrose and beyond for an amazing first 2 years. Red Rose thanks Melrose and all of the first responders who have fought the good fight and have never given up hope during these unprecedented times. We did it together. Follow Red Rose on Facebook for their anniversary special, facebook.com/Red Rose Melrose. You'll be glad you did. Open until 2 a.m. Red Rose will give you fresh, piping hot, mouth-watering food that'll put an ear-to-ear smile on even the toughest critic's face. Check out their full menu online at redrosema.com or give them a call, 781-620-1889. All right, wrestling fans, Johnny and I had our own battle of the sexes. Hopefully you had a chance, no matter what your gender is, to head on over to bostonwrestling.com, get all the inside scoops on our trip that continues in the Sunshine State through Sunday. With all the great guests, great seeing Jerry Briscoe, Dutch Mantel, Bushwhacker Luke, Tatanka, all the others, more to come. And on top of that, Soul Survivor 10, our marquee event, baby. It's like the Olympics. It doesn't even have to happen every year. We go back to the 80s with Soul Survivor 10, a Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose. Again, holiday priced, discount VIP packages and tickets. On sale now at bostonwrestling.com. I'm a little sad, and I knock on wood, I hope it's not the case, but it doesn't look like Todd Hansen, Viking Raider Ivar, will have a chance to go 10-0 at Soul Survivor because hopefully he's still going to be under contract to WWE. I would be heartbroken if he was going to be there with us. You know what I mean? I want him in WWE as much as I'd like to see him with us.
There are a lot of our friends that we want to see in WWE. However, the way the machete is going now, it's anybody's guess.
It could be, and I'd hate to see it happen. But Johnny, so many things on this list, we're running out of time. Maybe some short responses to you. Roman Reigns awarded the Chris Greatius Celebrity Award for playing a pivotal role in furthering the Make-A-Wish mission. Is Roman turning into the next John? I know he's probably got several hundred wishes more to grant to even come close, but I think that says a lot about Roman.
I think Roman's doing what any good superstar would do and getting out there and helping these young men and women.
Sabu has retired. He's leaving the door open in case he's ever able to have a match with Brock Lesnar. It's funny, if you watched Wrestling Insider's Extreme a couple of weeks ago, Kevin Sullivan and I spoke of Sabu, the end of his career, and how it's probably going to be a very painful end of life. Thoughts quickly on Sabu retiring?
I think it's in his best interest. His body has taken a lot of bumps and bruises. We know when it's time, and he knows it's time.
Tomorrow night is the first NXT TakeOver after NXT 2.0 was rebranded. NXT TakeOvers were known as having some of the most exceptionally athletic events you could possibly see. It'll be on WWE Network on Peacock, but with this new coat of paint they've slapped on NXT with 2.0, with War Games, can the fans expect the same quality that they've received in the past?
One can only find out by watching.
All right. Who would you like to see back at an MWF ring, Johnny? How about fans have suggested Mike Bennett? High-quality individual from the Northeast,
With
married
Maria
the lovely
Grills.
Maria.
Yep.
Matt Taven competed here in the MWF in the past. Would you like to see him?
Not bad.
Not bad? All right.
I remember him on the show.
On the show?
Yep.
Okay, well,
The
yeah.
wrestling.
He was on several of our events, not
Yep.
just once.
No, I mean the TV show.
Oni
Maven.
Lorcan, the former Biff Busick.
Yep.
You'd like to see him back?
Yep.
Flip Gordon. Now, if Ring of Honor is sayonara, baby, Flip is someone that I think we actually were going to have him wrestle Leo Rush before Leo suffered a serious concussion. And I think Flip wound up taking on AG Anthony Green instead. Would you like to see Flip back in the MWF now that he's a little more seasoned?
Maybe.
EC3, the former nephew of Dixie Carter, a man that WWE, I think, really missed the boat on, that could be main eventing one of their shows right now instead of perhaps headed to the unemployment line with Ring of Honor. Would you like to see someone like EC3 in the MWF?
I work with EC3. I'd love to see him in an MWF show.
What about a guy that I thought was going places in WWE? He definitely was a main eventer in NXT. In WWE, could he have ever gone that far? I don't know, but I think he certainly could have been upper mid-card if nothing else. Tyler Breeze.
I like Tyler Breeze.
I love that, especially when he had the stick and the phone. And
I think we should bring him back.
great heel heat.
I think we should bring him back.
What about Bo Dallas, the brother of Bray Wyatt, a guy that I never thought got his just due in WWE. I think if you went to the super shows, the non-televised events, if you get a chance to actually watch him work without the television cameras on and nonsense skits and promos, outstanding,
Yes.
underrated professional wrestler.
Definitely bring him back.
All right, well, we never had him.
Get him in.
And last but not least, Fandango. Do you think
Good
the fans would like to dance with Fandango?
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is this. Fandango doesn't do the dance gimmick anymore.
No dancer.
He's down, dirty, and mean. He's a professional wrestler to be reckoned with. I say, bring him back. Let's see the change.
Maybe Piggott would like to get down and dirty
Oh,
with him.
here we go.
Could you see her doing that?
Maybe Monique might do that. You never know. You never know.
All right, let's look into that. Oh, we lost former WCW Tag Team Champion Judy Bagwell, mother of Marcus Alexander.
Bagwell.
You talk
yes.
about the worst of WCW, putting Judy Bagwell in wrestling scenarios ranks right up there, but sad to see the lady pass away.
May she rest in peace.
She unfortunately caused that man a lot of trouble. I remember when I was there during my lengthy run with WWF, was the beginning of the invasion, and Judy was calling Jim Ross on the phone, requesting limousines for her son, and a host of other things that I don't think helped Buff in his run that was shorter than mine. I think he was there about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Buff didn't have the stuff for WWE. I don't know how else to put it.
Wow.
But wrestling fans, we know that you have the stuff to be with us Saturday night, April the 16th, when MWF Soul Survivor 10 goes back to the 80s. Again, Memorial Hall, Melrose, Massachusetts, April 16th is going to be a night of history. The question is, how many, if any, of these lovely ladies that John Cena Sr. is talking about are going to be competing in the ring? We're going to find out a way to offer a poll to you. We may even have a link in the description box below by the time we edit this. Again, the great Howard Miller and I are going to collaborate. And again, all month long, now through the big day, we're going to be working around the clock like Santa's elves to update Santa Claus's GPS as we speak. We're down in the Sunshine State, taping great episodes of Wrestling Insider Special Edition with a plethora of superstars and legends. Again, as we honor this guy, the late, great Paul Bearer. He started this toy drive with myself, John Cena Sr., and others back in 2012. We're going to have live episodes. We're going to have cyber autograph signings, and we're going to plan some kind of, and I'm going to use the C word, Johnny, we're going to have some kind of a Christmas party later in December live, and we're going to do one of those winner-takes-all raffles, jackpots, where one fan anywhere, we'll say in the United States because of the shipping costs, can win this jackpot, Johnny. And at Memorial Hall, the fan was blown away. Not Din fan, but the fan that won the raffle. And we're going to do it again online, too, for fans anywhere in the United States to be able to win this giant jackpot. So for old Johnny Cash himself, I'm still Dan Mirade, unfortunately. Continue to follow us on social media and YouTube. I'm sure we're going to have live episodes all weekend long for the Sunshine State. Until we speak again, at least for Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Fridays, be healthy, be well. Good night from Boston. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.